I woke up this morning and a strange analogy came into my mind. And I was thinking of when I was buying an apartment many years ago back in England. And they showed me how the mortgage gets paid off. There's that kind of graph and it shows you the interest and then the actual principal. And how when you pay a mortgage off, when you start paying, all you're paying is interest. And as time goes on, you keep paying more interest. But after 15 years, you start paying down the principal. Now that analogy got me thinking about life and work and your time. But in that graph, it's reversed. Time is the interest and your job is the mortgage, the principal. Because when you're younger, 25, 30, 35 even, you got plenty of time to spend, right? You're young, life goes on forever, or so it feels like. But as you get older, the time bit starts catching up. Until eventually at some point, probably in your 50s, is when it flips. And suddenly now you're seeing the time slip away. And time, is finite. You don't have all the time in the world, as the expression says. So, when you lose your job, maybe, depending on your situation, you should think more about where am I in life? Can I make changes in my life to give myself more time? Do I want to throw myself back into a career and spend the last 10 years of my working life dying in some cubicle or doing some job you don't really enjoy that much? Now, we don't all have that luxury, admittedly, but a lot of us can make changes in our lives, try and make that affordable to give ourselves the time. Also, don't forget, as you get older, you've got your health to think about too. You can be planning for retirement at 60 or 65 when you're 30 or 35, and you're planning for your retirement and you get sick in your 50s. So there goes your retirement. You don't have the energy, you're sick, you're on medication, maybe, hopefully not. But that's life, isn't it? So I guess what I'm saying basically is, particularly when you come to a job loss, that is a really good time to reflect on where you are in life. And don't necessarily automatically go running back into another job. Maybe you have some money put away. Maybe there are expenses you can cut down on. For example, maybe you have a second car, or you like to take expensive vacations. Or maybe your house is too big and the kids are grown up and you don't need all that space. Maybe there's something that you can do that in your life, from your 50s onwards, lets you prioritize time instead of work. Because, like I said, time is finite. It does not go on forever. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm 57 and I've been out of work now 10 months. And I've been trying to do this side hustle with YouTube, and I really enjoy it. And I love reading the comments. I do read all the comments. But I am faced with the reality that I have to do something, money-wise, work-wise. I've talked about this in the past, and I'm like a yo-yo. I keep commit with ideas. But the point is, I'm 57. And that didn't really hit me until after I was let go from work. Before then, I was too busy working to think too much about my age. But when you lose your job, and you're suddenly looking at the job market and knowing fully that you are 57 or you're in your 50s or 60s, and literally how terrible it is out there, it really hits home how old I am anyway. Today I was hoping to have been in England, and this is something else that got me thinking about all of this. Is an old school friend of mine died a few weeks ago, and it's his funeral today. Now, to be fair, I hadn't seen or spoken to this gentleman in probably nearly 40 years. We were friends on Facebook. We hadn't probably spoken in 40 years. I really did want to attend his funeral, but given the situation with money right now, I decided not to go. But again, that's something else. In our 50s, we start seeing people go. This guy was the same age as me. And that just brings it home even more to you how important time really is. It's absolutely crucial. So my advice to you, quite simply, and this video has been going on long enough, unscripted, so I'm kind of going around the weeds a little bit. But if you lose your job, maybe think twice about going back into work if it's something that you can actually afford not to have to do. Because I do keep saying this, but time is finite. You don't have all the time in the world. You're not 20 any longer, or 30. Or maybe you are. You just like watching grumpy old men like me talking. But you don't get it back. And the same can go with your health too. Depending on how healthy you are, how active you are. That's why I've come out here to the beach today. Because it's kind of a doomy, gloomy video, but I wanted to bring something a little bit more, cheerful to it all. So, and I haven't been down here for a long time. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, but thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. And just one quick question actually for you, and that is, I've been doing a lot of job loss videos, obviously, because that's what happened to me. But if you're interested in more kind of lifestyle videos for people over 50, let me know in the comments section. Sometimes we need to step it up a little bit, make it a bit more cheerful, maybe get out and about a bit more often. Okay, so let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, the gummings, the routine, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.